Morning all, welcome to Facebook Live, Garry, GESA Electrical, Ask a Spark. I'm trying something new this morning. I've got you on the iPad because I want to see if I can maybe do this thing on the go, be on a job and then show you around what I'm actually doing when I'm out and about. I think it's a bit more interesting to actually really see what's happening, how do we do stuff, and to be a spark, because it's really fun. So this is more or less a test to see how it works on the iPad. Really curious what the sound quality is like. Unfortunately, I can't see your comments when they're coming in, so please be patient with me. I'll try to get back to them later. I thought this morning, maybe let's talk about something which I've encountered a couple of times now with clients when they said, I need to install an underground cable for me. I've put the conduit in already. Really done you a favor because it's easy. I just went down to Bunnings, bought some conduit, put it in. No worries, just put the cable in, we are all good. Firstly, let's talk about conduit and conduit. There's differences in the actual type. Simply speaking, you've got orange, you've got grey. Forget about the size differences. The orange is what's called heavy duty and the grey is what's called medium duty. For an underground, you shall use nothing else but orange. Grey is not made for it, it might crush underneath the weight you're putting on top of it and squash the cable inside or water comes from whatever else. Orange is designed to be on into undergrounds. Now the thing with orange is, it is not UV resistant. So the moment you come out of the ground and it's exposed to the sun, that thing goes eventually brittle, falls apart and does all sorts of things with it. So if you ever should have an orange conduit exposed to the sun, paint it. Water-based paint, it's going to be great and protects the extra layer of protection, in which case it's not going to go brittle and it's going to be great. Similar thing applies to actual cabling itself. Cable is also not UV resistant, so when you paint that with water-based paint, similar thing. Especially elderly houses, I see it a few times where cables are just, clipped against the fascia, or it is on an overhead cable, strung against the catenary, cable against it, sun goes on it, and it just falls apart. It's amazing how many of them you see. Literally a coat of water-based paint, and it's got to be water-based because the other stuff plays with the plastic, and it's not a good thing, chemical reaction. Water-based paint, perfect. Now let's go back to the conduits, okay? Installing conduits and then pulling in cables through afterwards, it's a pain in the backside. In an ideal world, you put your cable through at the same time as you do the conduit. Why? Well, firstly, let's look at a very simple one. Here's a piece of underground of heavy duty flex Corey, as we call it. You come there afterwards and you try pushing a cable through, you get stuck. You get stuck. So doing this afterwards, it's very, very hard. If you at least were to put a draw wire in, that'll make our life easier. Not everybody puts draw wires in. To make it even worse, and I've seen it a few times now, people don't use the right bends, they use elbows. You come to a corner and you try that, it just ain't gonna happen. So that's why it's heaps easier to put the cable in at the same time. Also, if let's say you do both, let's say you put the right conduit in, and you put a draw wire in. Look at the right size. And by right size, I mean, while, just picking this for a trend, just for demonstration purposes, while this cable not fits in here, this is the size we need for our mains, by the way. When you come to these ones there, yes, that fits nicely. You come to an elbow at the other end, though, same thing again, you're going to get stuck. You can't go further. So the moment you put conduits in, sweep bends, if it's underground, elbows is great above ground, but above ground you wouldn't, you just do it at the same time as you install the cable. Sweep bends, and always go a size bigger than it's comfortable for the cable to run through if you install the cable later. If you do it at the same time, obviously, that works a treat. So I hope that actually was a bit of education. I hope that did help. Please make sure orange, underground, heavy duty, grey, medium duty, above ground, not UV resistant, UV resistant. That's all for me from today. Thanks so much for being part of this. I hope I actually came over on the iPad. Please give me some feedback. I want to see how this medium works. Because as I said, I'd love to go out on site to show you what I'm actually doing when I'm in the field. And there's no point for me doing it if you guys can't hear me, can't see me. The voice, the tone quality is rather ordinary. So let me know and that'll be great. Thanks so much. Have a fantastic weekend. Garry, GESA Electrical. Bye.